We're just having fun. Come in with me. We could still connect with our family. Which is how it ought to be. Hi guys. Well, welcome. We're just starting a live here. I know I've been off for a bit and coming to revitalize and rejuvenate each other. So I'm doing a live on YouTube. And Rod had some people asking some questions. And what I was going to do was address the questions and just interact, and anything that you guys have a question about and whatnot. Hi, Kelly, my Yasmin, Stacy, Anna, Carmen, Fallon. How are you guys? It's so good to have you here. How are you? Okay, number one, how are you guys doing? Is everybody staying safe out there? My Stacy, my cuz, what's up, my baby girl? I miss you so much. Hey, Chris, my Chris is here. We got to bring Vince on next. We got to have our duo, our dynamic duo. I just wanted to say how much I missed you guys. I know I had taken some time off, that I had a friend in town who was coming in for work, and I was able to spend some time with her. She was quarantined already and everything like that. So it was a very safe, she was out here looking for work, and we had a very safe, fun time. So I'm back here, and we had some questions. Rod, you were going to read me questions. Yasmin, as she's asking, what have been, we love you and love to see your journey to recovery. What have been the main struggles? Great question. Yeah, that's a really great question. The struggles that I've had are how I talk to myself. I've had a very hard time reprogramming that voice, but now it's coming out, and I'm talking more positive to myself. Those are the main struggles that I deal with. I have another thing that was a struggle of mine is that I was so used to being in pain that there was something about it that when I was hurting myself, I would enjoy it. I no longer enjoy that anymore. I like to be out of pain. I like to be free from all that, which brings up such a really good topic, because, in anything we do, we have ego involved, right? It has self involved in all that we do. Even when we help someone, there's still self involved. We do it, we feel good, we benefit, they benefit. There's a mutual exchange of positivity, right? The times that when there's no self involved, from what, I've been understanding, is when instinct, right? When we have instinct, like let's say we see a child run in front of a car, we just run out and grab that child. That's a very unselfish act. It's selfless. But the second we start to pause and evaluate, we bring self involved, right? We're then calculating, well, if I do this, then what would happen? So for me, learning to be kind to myself was extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. I didn't know how to be nice to myself. And one of the things that I started doing is, I know this sounds kind of silly, but I started treating myself like I treat other people. I started talking to myself like I would talk to other people. And that awareness has helped me so much. I'm very aware of my behaviors. I'm very aware of when I'm doing something. I'm not perfect by any means, but that awareness allows me to work on me, and that awareness pulls the ego out. I mean, it's not a perfect science, right? We still have self involved, but what I'm meaning is that awareness is so key for me to stop anything that I'm doing that's bad for me. So I have to apply it to the little things, how I talk to myself, even in my thoughts. And that has been that's been the most challenging. How I talk to myself, I would say, is how I talk to myself in my head. So now when I talk to myself, I tell, when I'm doing something, I'm asking myself, am I being constructive or destructive? Is this thought really helping at all or not at all? I read a really good Harvard, I think it was by Harvard. I'll check that where I got the source study from and I'll put it down below. But they were saying that when you start talking to yourself in third person, that you tend to apply whatever it is you're talking about. So how I initially started was, RaCHaeL, what are you doing? Are you serious right now? You really need to not eat right this second. Of all people, who needs to eat right now? Or if I'm pulling, okay, well, I'm not going to pull my eyebrows. Well, what is this going to do for me right now? As long as I stay aware, that gives me any chance to attack a problem. And I'm not waiting for someone else to do it, because so many times I know I'm at fault for this. So many times I've been looking for somebody to help me, looking externally, well, they can help. Well, yes, people can support and help in certain ways, but ultimately it is my responsibility. When I do that, the external doesn't affect me as much. And I know there's so much negativity out right now. Everybody's fatigued. Everyone is on quarantine fatigue. There are people risking their lives out for the good of the people, and bless their hearts, number one. And thinking of all that it's so humbling if we keep things in perspective, because it's easy to get lost in these negative feelings, especially when we're alone. This is the most important time to reach out. So by being able to realize that these feelings are happening and they're totally normal, it's totally normal to feel bad. It's totally normal to feel tired all the time. Even if you're sleeping all the time, you might still feel tired. Give yourself a break, And what I've been doing is to stay positive, just keep looking internally to how I can improve on that. That's really helped me, because that diet, or I should have said monologue in my head, was going nowhere. And Rod, you have another question. Let's see. Carmen, what is the most poignant moment in my road to recovery? Oh, there have been so many. So it's hard to pick one moment. I'll pick a recent moment. A recent moment was getting off all this edema. I was so concerned, and I'm going to be dead honest with you guys, as I always am. I made the target of everything going through all that edema. I targeted the edema instead of thinking, okay, don't target just the edema. Remember, the food is still most important, which I was doing. But it seemed that I was so worried about the edema, and I understand why. It was very painful. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. My bones were broken. It was justifiable. That's a true logic. So yeah, I should have attacked the edema. But there was a competing logic. The competing logic was, RaCHaeL, you still need to restore fast, or, still restore, maybe maintain a little bit more than you did. And, as a result, I ended up, or not from that, but I ended up getting a bacteria infection too, which took out more weight. But I'm going to be honest here. I'm telling you, I was so focused on edema, I should have been still just as focused on the nutrition. And these are two competing logics, because if you go to a doctor, of course they would say, or to yourself, yeah, you got to get this edema off, your body's breaking. But there's a competing logic. The competing logic, which should have been the primary one, is still maintain nutrition at all costs. There were times where I stepped back, pushed forward, stepped back, pushed forward. That's the journey of recovery. The one thing, food is not going to heal what's gone on here, right? If food were going to fix everything, I would have been fixed. We all would have been fixed by an external solution. Food is my medication. It's absolutely necessary, and it's my primary importance right now. But the thing is it won't fix this problem. So getting through that monologue, I no longer say, "RaCHaeL, you stupid idiot, you just can't believe you did that. What kind of," and just going off and on and on and on and on and going down that spiral. Now I just talk to myself like I would talk to a friend. I would never say to someone, "Oh, you screwed up. Bah, 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 bah. Oh, your cancer came back. Bah, 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 bah." You don't do those things to people. So why are we doing it to ourselves? No point. There's no good that comes of it, right? We're just beating ourselves up for no reason whatsoever. So I would say that was a poignant moment, would be that realization. And that happened to me a few months ago, or I would say a couple months ago. I was realizing that my primary focus was on the edema when it should still have been as, if not more, focused on the nutrition. So there are mistakes that I make, and we can't expect someone to handhold us through this whole process and the things that we do. I can't. If I'm going to get out of this mess, I gotta do it. There's no magic pill out there. Believe me, I wish there was. I would have it to everybody. You're cured. But it doesn't work that way. It's a process. And you know what? The one thing that is a point to make, you can be at a healthy weight, and be worse off in your head than I am. Even though my appearance suggests something differently, there are people in darker places, right? There's no point in breaking each other down. Right now is the time to build each other up. And I need to build myself up too, even more. Being away from you guys, not doing a video, it was hard on me because you're my family. You're absolutely my family. And it felt like I was away from my family for a long time, and that love that we exchange. And I needed that. I need that just as much as you need it. When we do something kind for someone, or say something to someone, or help someone with something, I don't know about you, but I feel better about it. Like when I help someone, it's a mutual exchange of greatness, of positivity. And when we extend ourselves beyond ourselves, even when something's hard, or it's going to take up so much time, or there are things that are more of a priority. Like I had a lot of things to get done last week, but you know what? Someone else became my priority, and I'm so glad that happened. It was a mutual benefit, right? We put things aside. We can do that thing, extend ourselves to be there for people. My Kelly, who I'm talking about specifically, what keeps me motivated on days when I wake up not feeling good, like you're making progress fast enough? You know what? That's a really good question, because getting up first thing in the morning is the hardest part. And my morning is a bit off. Let's just say my morning is like in the afternoon time, because my clock's flipped upside down. But what I think about is there have been so many times where I shouldn't have made it, and I should have died. And what keeps me going is when I get up in the morning, I say a little prayer and send positive vibes for all you guys out there. I have a little list I go through and, do that. It kind of puts me in a mindset. But mostly I keep talking. I talk to myself. I wake up in the morning and I go, okay, I know you feel really bad right now. It's been a painful night. Totally understand. You can handle this. You got this, like usual. Let's get up and let's attack the day. Let's just attack this day. Let's see what I can do to be of benefit on this planet. How can I be a positive impact on this planet? and take care of me at the same time without it sounding selfish, self-caring. And for me, my schedule is pretty busy all day because it goes from physical therapy, eating again, you know, all these different things, getting work done, stuff like that, being able to contact people and interact on social media and things like that. And also reading, watching documentaries. When I look at what other people go through, when I hear of your stories, you humble me. You humble me so much because I don't look at it as, oh, I've got all this to do and she has all this. I don't compare pain. I don't do things like that because I find it doesn't do any good. So what I do is just look at what a beautiful individual. How can I add to their life instead of take away? Because we do take away from each other. When we have friends, it's a give and take, right? And of just being with each other, we're exchanging thoughts and ideas and whatnot. And you guys have allowed me to grow. And for me, honestly, I just think of the stories of all you. That keeps me, it holds me accountable, number one. I use you guys to hold me accountable. I just like use you to, you know, keep me motivated, to keep me uplifting and whatnot. So that's kind of how I do it and everything. If there's anybody who wants to talk, I would love to talk to you. So what I can do, oh, somebody's asking you, what am I doing moving side to side? I've been just like I've been trying to shift my weight and everything because I'm sitting on an uncomfortable chair. So I kind of keep shifting on it. So I'll try to be still. I fiddle with my leg going back and forth and whatnot. So I just get so animated. So if anybody would like to have a chat, what I'm going to do is share this screen here. Rod, can you give me a hand on how to do that? Post the link right here. Mr. Rod in the house, he's going to share me. There it is. We're going to copy this link here. There we go. And I'm going to paste it right there. So anybody could ask me anything. And I'll try to stop fidgeting with my leg. So I stop shifting side to side. So what I'm going to do is I just put I put the stream. My Joanne, oh, that's you, Joanne. Hi, sweetheart, my love. I just put the stream down there. If anybody else wants to have a chat, by all means, we're going to keep this a brief live and everything. And so, hi, Julia. Yeah, what we're doing is we're just doing a YouTube live tonight. And anybody who has any questions, please feel free to ask because that's what I'm here for. Anything that you want to know. I'm also going to be launching a video later that's going to have like an update as to what's been going on physically and everything, just to kind of give an idea as to what goes on during the week for us and what we do all throughout the week. Hi, Nicole. Letter on the way, young lady. She's my little pen pal. Each of you, I know you guys, each one of you. And a lot of us are on Facebook and we're coming back down to YouTube. So one of the big things that I really want to talk about today was how to get unstuck. Getting unstuck. You know, I would get stuck in a situation with my behaviors or in the anorexia or in something, and I would just let it snowball me. And how I get unstuck is how I talk to someone or how I talk to myself. And that's been the biggest challenge. And I've actually been noticing some huge improvements. Like I'll give you an example. If you, by the way, if anybody wants to join, you use Google. If you could use Google Chrome as your browser and a headset, that's ideal. That's what I'm using right now. It's ideal for this program. So what I was saying is for me, I'm really having to learn to stay on top of myself. I was getting really, really down. I was really getting like a little bit low from the quarantine and everything. It has an effect on all of us. But how I pick myself back up, I get online, I reach out, I talk to myself, I put on a lot of lights and I'll put on music. There are so many things we can do to alter our mood. And one thing that I was doing, I noticed I was doing, I'll worry about it tomorrow. I was like, today's a bad day. You know what? I'll just like attack it again tomorrow. No, I'm going to attack it right now. That's how I'm going to do it. We can change how we feel in just a moment. I know when I'm feeling really down, sometimes Rod will just step outside and just get some air. Just right outside, just get some air, put on music, do something silly. But usually when I'm up, if something's wrong or I'm upset about something, it's something that's bothering me. Or if I wake up in a mood that I had a nightmare, well, why did I have that nightmare? Is there anxiety going on? I have, I have general anxiety disorder. I've had it since I can remember, since I was born, probably. I was anxious coming out of mom. No, I'm just kidding. But I would have anxiety all the time. I would get that feeling in the pit of the stomach. Next thing I know, you're out of breath. Your heart's palpitating like crazy. The doctors were like, what is going on? Why is your heart doing this? Just anxiety and stress. Now, how did I learn to deal with all that? Just by talking to myself. When there's something that I wrote down that someone said, I read, it said, what is it? Our fears lie in the anticipation. Our worst fears lie in the anticipation. I thought that was such a beautiful point. Our worst fears lie in the anticipation. So that fear of anticipating what could be a very fugacious moment. Rod's word, he loves it. What could be a very fleeting moment that we're so worried about, we're so anxious about. When it actually happens, the anxiety gets lifted, right? Those panic attacks, that anxiety. Like I think of when a baseball player goes up to bat, you're anxious, like I'm going to be on stage. And especially because now people are watching you possibly fail, right? All those things come into play in your head. So solution is, until you can tune anything out, don't even go up to the plate yet. So to hit that ball. But when you get up to that plate, you come up to that plate and strut your stuff. Be like, I'm going to knock this ball right out of the park. That's how I'm taking my approach with anorexia. Be like, what are you talking about, Ed? You ain't got nothing on me. Have you seen me? Do you know what I've lived through, sir? I'm like, I'm a lot stronger than I thought. There's nothing wrong with that acknowledgement. So when you have that anxiety of, oh man, I'm going to go up to the plate and hit that ball. When you hit that ball, the anxiety is over. So the anticipation is causing all of that, right? How do we diffuse it? Have a conversation with ourselves. Talk to yourself in third person. I do. But then I'm evolving it to now say I. So initially I was like, RaCHaeL, seriously? Like, you really can't push it a little bit more right now with the food? Come on now. You can. So I just start talking smack, and it works. And so I notice I get a little bit of air of confidence about me. Not cockiness, but confidence. Like, I got this. I got this. That's kind of how I've been viewing things. And I wanted to just also say, all of you mothers out there who, happy Mother's Day. We just had, some of you are moms and can be male, right? Some of us have fur babies. All of you out there, we all nurture each other. So I just pretty much say happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, because moms are pretty special. I love you guys so much, and just wanted to do a quick live. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing more of the videos with interviews of one-on-one. So please come join us. I'm just keeping it really short tonight. And just wanted to say I love you so much, and to keep positive. And our call to action, if anyone has questions or a topic, anything at all that you want to know more about, or maybe you want to join me, just message below and hit the subscribe button down below and hit the like button. Okay, I love you guys so much. God bless you. I gotta just do it. There it is. Okay.
Isn't she just the cutest thing
stop
ever?
It.
Don't you just want to eat her up?
I'm gonna eat you up. That was actually pretty
Love
good.
you guys.
So what? We stay home. So what? We're quarantined. We can still have fun. Just come and hang with me. We can still connect with our family, which is how it ought to be. I love you. I double love you. And you know what? I love me. No problem doing it back. Right there. I love you, RaCHaeL. And I love you guys. I kissed Rod to blow it out to all of you. That's a kiss to all of you. I love you so much.